We witnessed a thrilling round in the Apex Racing League Prototype Championship last week when the series visited Road Atlanta for a 75-minute extended race. Tonight, we head back across the Atlantic to Silverstone, the home of British Motorsport, for a 60-minute event and round 4 of the season. Welcome to the Apex Racing TV esports studio. My name is Sam Fitzpatrick. Alongside me is David Sampson. And David, the last couple of rounds this year have been really good. Spa was a decent opener, but I think Zolder delivered much more than we expected. And I think Road Atlanta, I think was one of the best races I've seen in this series in the past. I think the extended 75 minutes was really good, and we had a lot of battles up and down the field.
Yes, hello there, mate. It has been good. I've really enjoyed the racing. You're right, Road Atlanta was pretty special. I thought Zolder was impressive, the quality of the racing, considering how incident-full we thought it was going to be compared to what actually happened on track. I thought it was a good race. Probably not as exciting as Road Atlanta, but still impressive. But yeah, 50 cars, 2 classes, 4 subdivisions. Divisions
is what I call them, yeah.
But yeah, it's going to be a great race. I like Silverstone. It is I get where the distaste sometimes comes from. It is a tricky track, considering how long it is. It's quite technical, quite fast, easy to make a mistake, especially on cold tyres. So yeah, I'm excited. There's a lot to play for. Still a long way to go in the championship.
Absolutely, we can see that by the calendar. Round 4 tonight at Silverstone. Road Atlanta last time out, of course, that was just a couple of days before Petit Le Mans. Anyone who's watching along, hope you had a good time of it when you raced that. And then, of course, Sebring next time out, that's Interlagos, Road America, Suzuka, Daytona, and Monza to round us off in round 10. And we are going back to our normal format for tonight. It's just the 60 minutes. We do have an extended 75-minute race later on in the season at Road America, but it's just the 60 minutes that we have for tonight's meeting. But let's have a quick recap as to what happened last time at Road Atlanta and this really good battle. There was a lot of battles to pick out, David, but this was my favourite. It came early on in the race, and this was against Dimbolo and co, trying to fight for, I think it was 10th position overall at the time.
Yeah, when Dimbolo gets in these door-to-door situations, he is a fighter. Like, he is a respectful guy. Yeah, we saw a little bit of an incident there, but he wasn't aware it's 3 wide. Yeah, this was great. This actually went on for quite a few laps and happened twice, I believe, over a multi-lap period. Yeah, produced some really special racing, especially when it's respectful like this.
Yeah, managing to go alongside the turn 2 and turn 3. It's really great to see. Dimbolo was able to win out on this occasion. Had a fantastic battle at the end. He very much bookmarked his race with strong battles. He was battling Jack Wells in the closing stages. But yeah, on that one, early on at least, he managed to come out on top. He's not at the top of the championship, however, at this stage of the season, because that very much belongs to Blaž Turovsky, at least in the GTP Pros. Now, obviously, Norbert Tamas, you see there in 5th. He has got pole, fastest lap, and the race win in the 2 rounds he's attended, but Turovsky has attended all 3 rounds, and he's still in the lead of the championship just by 1 point.
Yeah, really strong. Obviously, impressive results from Nucera. It's still to play for. There are drop weeks, as you mentioned, and obviously, I forget his name, Balazs's teammate.
Tamas.
Yes, he's going to be right up there, if not maybe ahead. I don't know. I haven't got all the results in my head.
Yeah, when you drop a round, he is currently top, but we've only had 3 rounds.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, Towns has been the man to beat so far this season. In the GTP AMS, we have Henning Schwiebeck, who sort of held the lead since his very strong round 1 this season. I think he finished 5th overall on that one, built a nice lead. And the others have tried to challenge him. Dimbolo looked good last time out. Grondelaires looked very good at Zolder, but no one with the consistency yet to really put a big challenge.
Philip, it stands out for me. 1.8k.
Yeah.
Very impressive. He's been putting in some good results.
I think he might be the lowest I-rated driver in the entire GTP field, and yet performing really well at the moment. In the LMP2 Pros, apologies, this is the teams in the GTPs. We've got Absolute Motorsport Acelith at the top, but it is close. Vanity Racing surely are the favourites, and they crushed the opposition last time out. Turovsky and his teammate Norbert Tamas are 1-2 by, I think they were 10 seconds clear of the rest.
Yeah, I mean, Acelith are putting in the results. Manatee have had some drivers away, and PS Competition have just been caught up in everything. You know, not always saying it's their fault, but every race their cars are sideways, facing the wrong way, getting the fast repair. So the fact they're even up there is impressive.
It is, and they have a very distinct paint scheme of the purple. So when they have an issue, you know that they've had an issue because you're straight away, okay, that's a PS competition car.
Yeah.
Just by the livery. So yeah, not been a good couple of rounds for them. At the top of the LMP2s has been a good season for Christophe Herbigno.
Oh,
he's now
really
8 points
strong.
clear, but Alexander Dertras definitely had the edge on him last time out. Whether that was a one race thing, you know, maybe Alexander like really worked hard on getting a good Road Atlanta set, or whether this is a changing of tides because Christophe was very dominant himself in the first 2 rounds.
Yeah, Herbigno seemed untouchable until we got to Road Atlanta, where a few drivers seem to have here the pace over him. But let's see, it's long season. I'm still impressed with Herbigno's qualifying and race consistencies. It wasn't there for him at Road Atlanta.
Yeah, I don't know what was going on. He came back at the end of the race when the top 2 started fighting, but yeah, on the most part, he was not in the mix. In the ARMS in the LMP2, Connor Bernhardt at the top, and this is pretty much as close as it was a couple of weeks ago. Really no one has been able to pull away whatsoever. Nathan Willoughby has looked very strong himself. I think he's got 2 wins so far this season, has Nathan, but had a very poor Zold around, and that's why he's still lacking that top step.
Yep, very close, early doors. And yeah, I mean, I'm excited for Silverstone, but it's Sebring week next week. That's probably my favourite week of the season.
Sure.
Even, I know Road Atlanta's my favourite track, but I mean, it just always, Sebring's one of those tracks that just always feels like it doesn't come around quick enough.
Sure, yeah, I agree on that one. In the teams in the LMP2s, it's Dertras leading the way by a long way, and frankly, I would be shocked if anyone challenged them, but Alcantech have been very good. Michael Hafler-Darson, 3rd place in the championship and driving very well, and him and his teammate Lennart Schnabel and also Fabio Crissetto as well is part of that team in that 2nd position at the moment. But let's have a look at our track for tonight. It is Silverstone. I was just mentioning before, just as we walked onto the stage, in terms of like what the whether the old Silverstone would be better than this Silverstone for these cars. I think it'd be fun. You'd very much rattle, I'd say, through that 3rd sector. It's pretty narrow, it's pretty fast, but this does give a bit more track width. It gives it a bit more overtaking possibility.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, long race and with your off-track limits, it's going to be a tricky one here at Silverstone, especially in the multi-class aspect. But no, it's a great track. I mean, it did took me a very long time to like, and I think I'm not alone in that, where you see a trend of it takes people 18 months to start enjoying this track, I feel. Because, yeah, it's fast, it's long, and it is technical. It doesn't look it, but it is. To put a lap together, especially in qualifying, it feels like a lot to put together, I always feel.
Absolutely. And of course the drivers will soon go out there, but Maggots and Beckett and Chapel Bend as well. And then on to the Hangar Straight being suggested by Lennart Schnabel. Maybe Silverstone from the 50s might be good. But of course you wouldn't have Maggots and Beckett's if you had that.
I think I still prefer the classic. I loved that old one. I really did. Something about it, just I really enjoyed it. It was a very low grip though. I know this is still low grip, but that one was ridiculous. But no, I think I still prefer the classic.
Yeah. Always would have controversy as well with the Club Corner and the off tracks on there, but yeah, not so much of an issue nowadays. That is the circuit for tonight, and we will go to a quick advert now, but when we're back, we will be watching qualifying for round 4 of the season.
Are you struggling for consistency in your sim racing? Does your iRating look like a roller coaster? If so, we have good news for you. The way to get more consistent is to first understand what you're doing differently than the professionals. And VRS is the answer. With our competitive subscription, you will have the telemetry, setups, tutorials, and everything else you need to fully analyze your driving. Our data packs and the ability to compare your driving with the best in the world will show you exactly where to adjust your inputs, change your driving line, and shave seconds off of your lap times. And our powerful and precise Direct Force Pro wheelbase and precision pedals are being used by some of the world's best drivers. All these champions agree that VRS hardware is not just the best on the market, it's also priced well below the competition. So if you're looking to upgrade to direct drive and the best pedals in sim racing, VRS is your answer. If you want to get better, get faster, and make it happen sooner rather than later, you owe it to yourself to find out why so many people are switching to VRS. You'll be so glad that you did. Visit www.virtualracingschool.com and learn why the best use VRS.
Welcome to Silverstone. We are in the very early stages of qualifying, the drivers just completing their out laps and starting their first flying laps. And we've got some shots of the BRDC centre or whatever, of the building, as Crofty and Brundle will always point out every single session in Formula 1, and the Hamilton Straights and other elements of the circuit that we are, as Brits, very used to around this Silverstone track.
Last time I was here in the booth at Silverstone with prototypes, it was raining.
Was that the Champion Motorsports?
I think, yeah, the CMS, yeah.
Yeah. That was my first wet race commentary, I think, and you had to teach me everything about, you know, the visibility of the drying track and the difficulties that comes with.
Yeah, for sure, especially curbs, and it is a quick change on iRacing. All of a sudden you go from being able to use the dry line to, okay, now you can't, and curbs are killer.
Sure.
And we saw that transition a few times.
There are a lot of LMP2s in this series. A lot of LMP2s. There are 16 pros and 17 AMs. And for some of our smarter viewers...
Wait, that young kid's 9.1k. Yikes.
Oh, is this... Oh, well, Augustin Bernier, yep, he's back. Of course, there was another new driver who signed up to the series a couple of weeks ago, but we have yet to see them on the grid. I don't believe they're around today, but I think there's another 9K driver who signed up, but we have not seen them on the grid so far this season.
They're trying to win it in the last 3 races.
I mean, and if they do, I applaud them. This man won last time out, Alexander Delatraz.
Yeah, tense last lap though with traffic, and we was actually on camera at the time.
Yes, that will certainly feature in the Apex Racing TV October highlights. He goes provisional pole, and immediately back to the pits wants to get some new tyres on. But yeah, it is a very busy track. This over 30 cars out on circuit, and so we had a lot of trailing. And of course, this is not a car that you want to be following another driver in. This is a really susceptible car to turbulence, and so you want to have some clean air in front of you if you possibly can.
Well, unless they're just there for the straights, but there isn't a lot of draft in these cars, unfortunately. So we're on board with Tim Perry here. Well, in the camera we are.
Yeah. So Delatraz still staying at the top. It's a Delatraz automated by Majors Garage 1, 2, 3. It stands.
Well,
but
Dylan pipped him in P2.
yeah, good time there. I do feel like this is a circuit where you can sometimes have some big gaps between the quick drivers and the midfield drivers, because it is such a demanding track.
We're on board with Adam Watson. I've actually done endurances with this guy. Did the Nord 24 with him, a few other events I just can't think off the top of my head. Yeah, he's a good guy.
Oh, he's going to get held up here though.
Yeah, proper held up, because the other car had the opportunity to get out of the way.
That could be a penalty. I mean, that will be protestable. Cannot be holding up drivers on their quick lap deliberately or not.
Monza F1 things. There's Paul Busby.
Yeah, yet to set a time. I thought Paul said he wouldn't be around tonight, but there he is. So unless he's got paid Andrew Dawson to drive his car. Oh yeah, well, and one thing, we do not condone such things. And the other thing, he did just post in Discord 20 minutes ago, I made it back in time, exclamation mark.
Love Andy.
And of course, as he's British, he will know this circuit very well anyway, so that will help him get up to speed quickly.
See, my home track is Brands, not Silverstone. We're Philip Massa here, the F1 Online Liga. They've been posting some really good results. They seem to work well together as a team. It's been interesting to see how their season rolls out. Yeah,
they're always very evenly matched, are those drivers.
Oh, and Chris Bella to fastest, by the way. So Fastlane are actually now 1 and 3 after the Delatraz 1-2-3 lockout we had for a few moments. Still tight at the top, though. 2/10 exactly separate the top 3.
Busby moves up to 6th.
I think I've asked this before, but do we know the team name Fastlane? We've already had this conversation.
I think we've had this conversation, yeah.
Just don't recognise it.
I cannot remember what the explanation was. I'm not sure if anyone posted on the YouTube chat. If you did tell us last week, please tell us again. We are not very smart people, so we need reminding.
And obviously we know about this team, F1 League community things they run, and obviously the 3 of them have jumped in a team for this league.
Lennart Schnabel posting, where is Hafler Darson? Well, he's currently 15th. He has mainly been the man to challenge Delatraz Automotive by major garages so far this season. It's not necessarily been the fast lane drivers. So expect Michael to be on the front 3 rows of the grid. He'll be hoping to get up there, but it is very competitive. Tim Perry as well. Driver who's got many, many laps in this, but albeit around this circuit, albeit many of them in touring cars, it must be said. He is up there in 7th place as it stands.
So we have a French 1-2. That is France, isn't it? Yes, blue.
It is France.
It is, yeah. As soon as I said it, I was like, David.
Hafler Darson moves up to 4th. This is a very good grid. This is what we want to see. It's close. Herbinho, only good enough for 6th at the moment. Herbinho and Paul Busby in 6th and 7th. Herbinho now improves to 3rd, so that's much better.
Yep. Fast lane, Delatraz, fast lane. It's quite a battle. Alcantecon and Delatraz again. Effect with Paul down in 7th. Paul in the AMs obviously is Yuri at the moment, followed by Fabio. They are 9th and 10th respectively on the overall.
And demonstrates how mixed up that field has been when none of those AMs are in the top 6 in the championship. Top 3 AMs on the grid, and they're top 6 in the championship.
Yeah, it's been a tough competition. There's a lot of big names, to be honest. When you've got a 9.1k in 6th, a 7k in 7th, it's not an easy field.
Avery in chat, our fellow commentator here at Apex Racing TV, saying that we are both very smart. Thank you, Avery.
Jason Brooks, this is what we were just talking about earlier. I'm not a fan of this track. I always say it takes 18 months to enjoy. Because I didn't like it for a very long time. This and Kota, and then it clicked one day.
I heard that Jason Brooks took over sovereignty of one of the corners here and named it after himself. Do you understand that reference?
I do indeed, yes. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. I hope everyone understood that reference.
Delatraz into the pits, and so that was it. That was his time. Anyone crossing the line can finish, but that's their 10 minutes up, right?
Yeah. Anyone can finish now, as you say.
Hafler Darson, Bernier, Herbinho, Delatraz, Dylan, Bossetti, all in the pits. Paul Busby into the pits. Tim Perry, P7, ahead of Paul Busby.
Yeah, top Brit. Williams, can he get within a second of pole? Far from it. He does not improve.
Yeah, Jason's saying, because I can't get it right. Yeah, that's what we were saying. It's a long, fast, and it is a technical track. Not many people think of it as being technical, but considering how long this track is and how many fast and slow and technical corners there are, putting a whole lap together is mighty difficult. It's a very low traction track as well. Tire deck's high, so it really does test you. Cold tyres, this track's a nightmare. But yeah, once it clicks and you appreciate all those nuances, especially this last sector, then yeah, it can be a good track.
Matthew Crisp around the final corner. I think an improvement's coming here for Crisp.
Yes, indeed.
I shouldn't have said it. Tim Perry is still on a lap, I think. And so too is this man, Joris Ooms, who won back at Zolder. Can Ooms improve? Yes, he can. He's up to 2030, improved by a few tenths, actually. And moves into...
Ninth in AMS.
Yeah, 9th in AMS.
I thought I recognised the name, Joris Ooms. He was in the podcast earlier, I think, in chat. I thought I recognised the name.
I don't think he is. I mean, once you've heard the name Joris Ooms, it's not going to fall out of your noggin very quickly, is it? It's a fantastic name. And it's one of the best names, and that we have got some great names in this series.
I think the leading name is Longfellow.
Undoubtedly. I mean, we all know that.
Yeah. So it's a battle over second, right? Because Philip Longfellow isn't going to lose.
No.
There he is. Nice looking livery. All right, so it's the LMDH time. GTPs. I suppose it's more technically correct to call them GTPs, as it seems a format.
Yeah, GTP. BMB Racing. I'm not sure what that stands for. Philip?
No, I'm not sure. The BM alone has made me fancy a Big Mac, and that's a rare thing, so I do fancy one now.
Sure, yeah.
So,
well, there's only one 5 minutes away. Could go there.
Yeah, but I scooted in, so...
Sure.
And the last time I got a scooter to McDonald's, I was in Germany with our fellow Lewis, and yeah, let's say I drunk my Coke burger when I got home.
Quick shout out, by the way, to Apex Racing Academy. Apex Racing Academy, of course, supplying data packs for many of the cars that you are seeing out here, including the LMP2 and all the GTPs, as well as GTD cars and all kinds of GT cars and Formula cars, rallycross cars even. So do check out apexracingac.com in order to get subscribed. And of course, you can also check out Jamie Fluke's free Mercedes AMG GT4 data pack as well. That is totally for free this iRacing season. Sign up at apexracingac.com.
Yeah, and he works hard on the setup actually, and races it.
And wins in it, yeah. It's not easy to maintain a 9.2k iRacing.
Yeah, and a 3k soft, not at all. Right, we're starting to get some times in. Leonard Schneebel P2, Istvan is pole at the moment. The PS competitions, the Anthony's. I was about to say 3 and 4, but yeah, the other one's in AM actually. Need to remember the colours now. Black and green. Takes me a little moment to remember.
It was tricky to decide the colours for this series actually, because GTP Pro, that's easy, black.
Black, yeah.
I mean, there's no doubt about it. That's what GTPs run in real life. But then after that, I mean...
Because GTDs are usually red, right? No, GTDs are yellow.
Sorry. I think LMP2 is usually red.
Yes, GTDs are yellow.
And then after that, it's just a case of... I think I may have just picked like opposite colours.
What, green's opposite to black? Or is that what you got from that?
No, actually no, that doesn't make sense now, does it?
Well, because definitely the opposite of black would be white. So.
Yeah.
Just throwing that in there. No, you did fine. It's just, yeah, like you say, you get so used to cars being a colour that, yeah.
So, first few times coming in, Norbert Thomas ominously quick on his first attempt. Anthony Bernard is currently fastest in the AMS.
Yeah, nice half-second lead at the moment, but we've almost come accustomed to that. But there is Tarowski, just a 10th back from his teammate, but Manatee 1-2.
That's sort of been the story so far this season, Tamas beating Tarowski by a 10th.
Yes, indeed. What's the speed difference between these two classes? About 4 seconds.
Yeah, it should be a little bit bigger around this circuit, partially because of the track length, but also the fact that you can really stretch the legs of these grids types. Lots of high-speed corners, fairly long straights.
There's going to be quite a few laps to see traffic, but it will be quite intense. There's a lot of fast technical corners, but if you catch them in the right spot, it's fine.
Some support for Glenn Grondelaires out there in P3. I think one back at Zolder, if I recall correctly. I could be wrong on that one, but I think it was one of the Belgians who won on that occasion. And he's doing decently right now up there in P3.
We're following Bernard, the PS competition driver. I did this combination season before last, I think, in GTP. Very tricky. Off tracks are so easy to get.
Where would you say is the most tricky spot? Is it Cops and Stowe, I would have thought?
In qualifying, it's probably just nailing the last sector, to be honest. There's just a lot of pressure on getting it right and carrying enough speed and not getting the off tracks. I don't know, it's been a while, I'm trying to think. The high speed stuff's fine. The last corner can be surprisingly low traction. Maybe it was just like a 50C combo when I did it, but to ride on board it, I'll get my memory sparks. This is a nice easy section. You just want to make sure you sacrifice enough to get over to the left. Here you just want to get to the apex and get as far right as you can. Then you're going to have a blind left to worry about, but enough practice you hook it up. Get on the power, open it up. Ease yourself across the apex. Don't get the off track here and pay attention and don't get it there. Here, a little bit of an awkward corner in GTP because you want to really carry a lot of speed, but it's not about this apex. It's all about how much, when you can get the power down for the next one. And then here, there's two schools of thought. Keep it tight for the shortest distance and focus on traction with less traction off the corner, or go deep and open up your wheel earlier and have better traction. Here, you can cut the inside completely, as Norbert doesn't, but in this car, it may not make much sense. Imagine this is just a confidence lift. I can't remember. Difficult to judge the off track here. Here, I think it's just a gear corner. I think you go in at 7th, 6th to the right, and 5th, and then 4th, and 3rd. Careful, this is the biggest off track there is. This one will really cost you in the race. And I think something went wrong. He's backed off.
Was a decent lap as well. Two green sectors out of his first 3, and second sector wasn't bad either. So.
Hello to Joseph in chat. But yeah, it's very easy to get it wrong. The off tracks here. The problem is it's so rewarding to cut at this track.
So it is currently a Hungarian 1, 2, 3.
Is this the track? This is the slow pit limiter one, isn't it? Is it this variant Grand Prix?
I think so, yeah.
Because it's quite a fast entry and a very slow line.
You cut a lot of the track.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, they do slow it down a bit. Excessively so, I think. I think those with some of these circuits, I think Montreal might be the same thing. The iRacing pace car is so slow that if you, for some reason, don't know why you would, but if you use the iRacing pace car on this layout, then I think it would potentially be faster to just go through the pit lane rather than follow the safety car. So the checker flag is out. The drivers can complete their last lap time. Still Benanda at the top of the AMs. Still Tamas top of the pros. Dare I say, that's probably not going to change because Son Kroll's back in the pits.
The Manatee boys seem unchallenged, to be honest.
Droshky not with a great lap so far on his latest attempt. He's in the ballpark. Schwebig, leader in the championship going into this round. This is a decent lap. 2 personal best sectors out of 4. This might just pop him up ahead of Urigi, maybe ahead of Soren Kroll as well. It's an improvement, but it does not... It did get him ahead of Urigi, but not ahead of Kroll, who remains in P3 out to the AMs. Sander Dasang, very quick driver, up in P3 now. Fernand not improving. Still got Turoshki, Dexy, and Segro to cross the line. Segro is on a decent lap. This could be dangerous. This could get him in the top 3.
Yes, indeed. See how he does. Just the 3 of them left.
No, it wasn't an improvement. Fell off as the lap went on for Segro.
Oh, that's too much. That's too much curb.
I think that will be it for that qualifying session. Everyone has completed the laps that they could do. Once again, it is a bumper field that we have for this round of the Apex Racing League Prototype Championship. Of course, if you want to sign up, you can do. You can go over to apexracingleague.com and put your name down. Yeah, in either of the classes as well. But yeah, you can still take part in the remaining rounds. But yeah, once again, Manatee looking very, very quick. Tamas ahead of Turushki.
5th to 8th, neither of them was separated them more by the 6 thousandths. It was very, 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 very close as he went up. But obviously very dominant from the Manatee. They stand out with a nice gap. So I think their pace is going to be spot on. 42 flats they're running, whereas the average pace behind is a mid to high. So they're going to be battling themselves. Let's see.
Yeah, was the case last time out. And so far in those battles, Tamas has had the edge. That's now 3 poles out of 3 for himself. He's had 2 out of 2 fastest laps, and he's had 2 out of 2 wins. We will be seeing soon if he can deliver on that. The drivers will soon be gridding up for this round of the championship, and well, they are now just about to grid up. So let's go to the grid, and it's Norbert Tamas on pole position ahead of his teammate Blaž Turovsky, and it's István Dexy making it a Hungarian 1, 2, 3. There's Antonino Segro in 4th, Henry Joslin, Anthony Malguera, Jean-Thierry Origi, and Lennart Schnabel. Good qualifying there from Lennart. He was pleased to finish in the top 10 last time out. You'll be very pleased to qualify in the top 8. Then it's Bernard, Wells, Kroll, Thasang, Schwebig, Simone Nucera. Way down for Simone. He's 2nd place in the championship. I don't know what happened there. He's way faster than that. Gonzalez. Then it's Longfellow in 16th. Luritzen. And then it's Bella, who's top of the LMP2 Pros. Delatraz, Habinho, Bernier makes it a Delatraz 1, 2, 3, 4. Then it's Bossart, Hafler Darson, Tim Perry with a very strong qualifying. Paul Busby, Yuri Grigrenko is on pole for the LMP2 AMS. Then it's George Sazonov, Joe Newman, Clement Quer, Fabio Grassetto, Emil Koopmans, Dan Blackwell, Michael Hooper, Luca Corban, Adam Watson, Matthew Crisp, Alexei Gordon, Nathan Willoughby, Philip Massa, Joris Ooms. Still got a fair more to go. Bernard, Williams, Orikov, Vinacho, Revkov, Koulibaly, Baymans, Zarens, that is, Oman in 48th, Carl Yacolet, and Clement Fedri. He didn't set a qualifying time. I don't know why. I don't think he's got a qualifying ban.
You mentioned Simone Macera. He was actually last in GTP Pro, and he had 4 AMs ahead of him. So something maybe...
I mean, he was 1.6 seconds off the pace. I mean... Yeah,
and I think he was fastest in practice. When I sat in the desk, I was looking up at this, and I saw his name on top, so
yeah, he'll be storming his way through. But yeah, we want to see Nucera versus the Manatee guys, because if anyone's going to challenge Manatee Racing, it's probably going to be him.
Well, he could have helped his teammate Segro as well.
Yeah. Yeah, managed to beat Turovsky now in our fights back at Solder.
I've always said this, I don't really like green liveries, but I do. This one's growing on me.
It's almost the exact same colour as the painted curbs around the Silverstone circuit, that green. So blends in nicely. And well, in those 2 Porsches, not many Porsches in this GTP field, but they have been able to put it on the front row of the grid. Now the start zone is just after the final corner, so the leaders got to wait until they reach that point, and now they can put their foot down if they so choose. And away we launch. One of the drivers went pretty early in the background, but
I think
is
he
still
backed down,
a Manatee 1-2 as Lennart Schnabel, who I think really slammed it. And now the teammates have all collided. We were saying how PS competition have struggled this season.
They really have.
And that might just be the absolute trough of their season, because 2 of them at least had contact context as well for P3. Dexy beating out Segro. But back in the LMP2s, it's a much bigger field here. They keep on coming round. And now we are launching away. And it is still Chris Bella who leads them into turn 1. The Deletress cars trying to hold on to 2nd, 3rd and 4th.
Yeah, I mean, what was I saying? The GTP's on... Oh, has we got a 3 late... Oh, that is... How did he not hit the Deletress car there? I have no idea.
Oh, well, there's a hit there, but they've all got through cleanly. Oh, Bella's made a mistake as well out in the lead, but holds on to that lead in the LMP2s, but only by a whisker.
Yeah, I said one of the hardest things about this track, especially on race conditions, is the cold tyres at the beginning. I think the car in front of the PS competition, I'm not sure who it was, just looped. And it's so easy to do. Your adrenaline's pumping, you've just come out of quali, you know, low fuel, good tyres, and then you jump into a heavy sim, a heavy car with cold tyres, and that happens. Right. So, oh, it was Chris that got pole. I almost forgot, actually. Sorry, you read so many names, I tuned out. He's going to have a tough time with both the Deletress boys behind, well, the 3 Deletress guys behind him now.
Jamie Newman remaining where he started. I'm not seeing, the only retirement I'm seeing is Anthony Bernand so far, and maybe Henry Joslin may have got involved in something as well.
Yeah, I'm seeing Philip Massa down, Sergi down, and yeah, like you say, Henry Joslin down.
So alongside into Stowe Corner now, that's Clement Fidry.
Yeah, on...
He's a bit out of position after not setting a qualifying lap. In fact, he's done well to get that far up the field. I think he pretty much started last at Fidry, and you can see how many cars he's already cleared on this lap 1.
Yes, indeed. As, unfortunately, Sergi and Philip Massa are both into the pits. It's not the worst thing being constantly, unfortunately, named to an F1 legend.
Yeah, I mean, that's one way to describe him, yeah.
All right, recent developments aside.
So Thomas still leading by 6/10, and they are already quite far ahead of the Manatee drivers. Here are the surviving PS competition drivers, Origi and Melguera. Origi, I think, basically down 1 place because I think one of his teammate crashed in front of him on the race start, so he did lose out a position to someone. Melguera down 2 places, but at least they are still running.
And before anyone thinks I was digging at PS competition, I really wasn't. I wasn't, like, they did nothing wrong. And I even picked them. Facts. Yeah, I picked them for the championship. It's just every race that I can remember, they get caught in an instant. And again, yeah. I'm surprised it's still going. It looked like a big old whack. Oh no, it was Anthony Bernard into the pits.
Yes.
Damn it, I didn't see that.
Yeah, of course he was on pole, I think, wasn't he, in the
AMS?
GTP AMS, yeah. So yeah, big disappointment. Means that Soren Kroll is now leader of the GTP AMS, former race winner in that category.
And actually, am I seeing Beast 6, 7, 8 essentially, because Jack Wells is 6th. So you've got Beast Racing all running together.
Yeah, that is really
actually, it's looking very F1-y out there. The Manatee boys running together, the Beast all running together, PS running together, Deletress running together. So yeah, we need to find out more about this. We've got a few supporters of Fastlane in chat. If anyone could tell me a bit about the team, I've never heard of it.
Rob Cardo, please do let us know. But yeah, bit of a breakaway now from this top 3. Who's having a fight behind? It's not super close. Grigorenko under pressure from Grissetto. Clement Quer is now actually the leader in the LMP2 AMS. It's been a good start for him. He's got past Grigorenko, and Grissetto is trying to follow him through now, but was covered off at Brooklands. And now through into Luffield. The wide line can work all right, but generally, like the Carousel Road America, the tight line is usually the good one to go for.
Fabio looks like he needs to get this done. Looks like he's losing time. It looks like he's almost tripping over him. So let's see how he manoeuvres this. Oh man, I do miss LMP2. I do love this car. Just wish there was draft. Yeah, I think it's fantastic to drive.
Can be so difficult though to overtake, so follow closely.
It is,
then
yeah.
There's so few large braking zones here, causing, you know, hate to bring it up, but in Formula 1, you have DRS, and it's all right, because around this circuit you have to run a lot of rear wing, so the DRS is very effective. We have no such luxuries in these cars.
Jack Wells coming under fire here from both the PS competition drivers. Yes, Saran and Herring are doing very well. AM's in essentially 6th and 7th with this gaggle behind them. Yeah, let's see if they can get it done. So who was the PS competition driver of damage? It was the third, was there? I don't know.
Bernand.
Right, okay.
We've had a pit stop for John Williams.
Oh yeah, the effect driver. It's too early to make it to the finish, right?
Yeah, his car clearly out of tune, and has to return to the pits to get some something fixed, perhaps, or something changed.
Nice battle here.
John Williams had a hardware failure.
Yikes.
That is why he has had to return to the pits.
That's the worst.
Will not be a crescendo for him tonight.
That's why we don't need...
So Simone Nucera making up these positions. He's up one place in class, but I think he's also got part of division. This is very close. And this is for P3, and look to the inside now. Antonino Segre, and he's going to move past the Super Formula Light driver of Istvan Dexy. And Dexy drops down to 4th position. Didn't fight it too hard. Then
Schnabel a shot, yeah.
Yeah, he had a really good start to Schnabel. Suspiciously good start, it must be said. And he's now out on the bumper.
Okay, we've got replays coming in. So this is... Oh, wait.
Oh, so he lost it by himself?
Yeah, but PS hit PS again. Sorry to say that, but that's what happened at Road Atlanta. PS hit PS.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, certainly there were... Yeah, but he just... Yeah, I mean, he's cost himself there. And then caused a roadblock for his teammates.
Wait, PS hit PS, then hit PS, hit PS. I need to see that again. I swear.
Oh, Orikov with a send. I don't know if that's the best move I've ever seen, or it's a piece of over-aggressive driving that should be penalised.
Very Magnussen, let's just say.
Sure.
Wait.
Karma. Okay, it's all right, people.
No, that wasn't karma. That's a bigger penalty, whoever that was. I'm sorry. Retaliation carries twice the
all attention to Orikov. I wasn't even paying attention. I was just like, yeah, car has spawned into his side pod.
That car on the inside, that's a pen. He didn't even brake. He just ploughed on in. But yeah, I think there were 3 PS cars coming in. The back car hit the rear right.
No, I don't think the back car hit the rear. I think it was 3 cars. The first one spun. The second one hits him. The third one goes past both.
No, I think it was only a small tap, but it was I'm just saying that they did all make contact with each other. I think a PS hit a PS, and then that PS, the guy in front of him spun, so it was unrelated. But yeah, I think.
Well, one of them needs to jump into an LMP2 then for next week.
Oh, we got another look.
We got another look.
All right, so on the, you watch the next one, the chopper one. I
feel like a VAR person. Agree? VAR? Agree?
Yeah, here it comes.
Here it comes.
This one. Forward. So there, and then there.
Maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. Maybe there was contact.
Aye.
Tim Perry still doing very well. But he has dropped a couple of places. He started ahead of Paul Busby and George Sazonov.
Yeah, it was an excellent quali. And it's tough. When you get everything right to your maximum and a few drivers around you didn't, then yeah, come the race, it is tricky. someone's got a 10th and a half you over you every lap. It's a lot of pressure.
Big fan of this livery for Alexei Gordon. I'm not sure if we've seen it so far or so much this season, but it's not even a half and half livery. It's like a 2/3, 1/3 livery. Where he's got a bit of blue on the side of it, and I'm a big fan of that blue livery.
I see it. Yeah.
Not sure what style I would call that, but I like it.
Well, this is going to battle. Oh, has he got a side-by-side? Wait, teammates or? No. What? Almost an off-track.
Zarin's Omens might be able to get past here.
Is he
past? He is.
Yeah.
And of course, it's a Yacolet at the front of this.
Oh. Not sure if he's just getting fresh air or what, if he's going for a move there. Oh.
I feel like Yacolet may have, or Omen may have overshot that one, but seemingly pulled away and got away with it. Adam Watson down one place. Michael Hooper. Hooper's a little bit of a strange one. Of course, we both witnessed him winning the GC3 Trophy Pro-Am title a couple of seasons ago, earlier in the year, but has not gelled with these LMP2s quite yet. I'm sure he will do because he's a very talented driver. I think he may have just been overtaken as well. Or was that Benaccio versus Gordon? I think that's Benaccio getting past Gordon and up into 8th place in class.
Yeah, some flashing going on. This is a very close battle. It's tough there on that left hand. If someone pokes their nose, you've got to go. It feels like you have to go so much wider than the corner dictates.
Been actually desperate not to pick up a 1x there.
He's all over the bumper of this car. Yeah, it's a nice livery.
Yeah, I really like it.
He's flashing. Let's work out what the flashing's for.
Well, they're all flashing each other. I mean, Gordon's flashing Benaccio, Bernard's flashing Gordon. I'm sure Revkov has thrown in a flash or two as well.
Wait, is Louis flashing Hooper because he's an Pro-Am?
No, we're on board with Benaccio. That's Gordon behind us.
Oh, Gordon, right. Oh, of course, yeah. I've just realised we're looking at the back of the car.
No, yeah, it's really,
Yeah. When I look down at the telemetry, I have to remember to think backwards.
Yeah, of course, it's the snooker cue.
The snooker cue. You can't unsee it. Still kind of hoping we get the Aston Martin GTP and the Lamborghini GTP soon. Lots of off tracks going on out there. I'd be all over that Aston GTP, I tell you.
Well, it's a bit of a shame that they haven't got it in time for the IMSA esports championship coming up soon.
Yeah, for sure.
Would have been cool to have all the cars in that. Did you take part in that the first season?
No. I did the VCO thing, the thing that was similar.
Okay.
With Verstappen and all that lot. I didn't do IMSA esports. It's literally like, who would I bring down? Literally. I could use my name to get in, but I pick you. You now have no chance. No, those events, like I'm even done doing sim cups and everything. Like, it's a different beast nowadays. Like, I've slipped into top split too many times, and it's just ridiculous. Like, I've done like half an hour prep, and I'm using a dock that I used last season, and you're against all the esport teams fighting for money and sponsorship. You just feel in the way.
Change and a choreograph change from PS competition. Jean-Thierry Origi moves back past Melguera. He did start in front of Melguera. No, he didn't. Melguera started ahead of Origi. So I'm not sure. Well, yeah. Well, they must just feel like Origi's faster. But we'll see if this works better for them. Because we did see Simone Nucera come into the pit. He will come out of the pits just ahead of the LMP2s, which is quite important. So that means it's a bit more feasible now for the GTPs to pit. And Nucera, after having an awful qualifying, clearly wanted to get himself out of traffic.
Yeah, quick pit stop as well. I suppose it's only an hour.
Those two are not teammates, remarkably.
No.
Even though they've got identical liveries, Watson and Hooper.
Oh, this is close. Is he gonna? No, he's just gonna tuck back in. I've got to race Verstappen again soon in the Jimmer event that happens once a year. Big boy Red Bull's in it.
If you want any advice.
Thank you. You are a previous winner.
Yeah, I'm here.
I'm in the Mazda, mate. I can read a book during the race. 23 hours in a Mazda.
Oh, it's so much better though than you didn't understand the pain I went through in that Mustang. Like, such an awful car.
I did the HPD around Zolder, which was an experience.
I mean, that sounds so much more fun. Like,
yeah, very similar accents on these liveries, but the tyres give it away. Michael Hooper's livery is just a little punchier. The wheels, it's the wheels, that's what wins it. Oh, big off track. A defensive off track, but it almost looks like it hasn't worked. Michael Hooper can time this right. He'll experience no draft down the straight. Sorry, LMP2 joke. Because there is nothing. He will not.
oh yeah.
Not be any closer come the apex. Flash, flash.
Yeah, he's very much asking, please.
Yeah.
Make this. I'll get past you eventually.
But it is madness, right? That a prototype has no draft.
Oh,
it's just
absolutely.
makes no sense to me.
And it has been the case for at least a couple of years, eh?
It's too long, yeah.
So they continue another lap with no position changes. Is the GTPs, and they're getting in amongst the LMP2s. Torski's done a good job at keeping in touch.
In draft, and they've broke a 5-second gap to Segro behind. And unfortunately,
Oh, someone's in the graveyard.
Nucera's we're gonna have to wait a long time to see Nucera's gains because obviously he pitted, and I'm not working out all the math of and everything. So we'll wait, basically.
Oh yeah, sure. Where who has pitted is just Nucera going for the undercut. 17 seconds stationary, so
well, it makes sense. Overtaking's very tricky here, and he can just now lay down laps on his own. And
he pitted as early as he could to get to the end of the race, right? Like he could not, like even pitting now, like he pitted five minutes ago, right? So he's doing 48 minutes on a single tank. Like,
yep.
that is really pushing it when it comes to fuel. But he clearly knows what his number is.
Yep, exactly. So is Leonard Schneebel going to make a move on Detsy? Because Detsy's down one position to Segro as well, and Segro has blown away. He's 3 odd seconds up the way now, so this battle ensues.
This is it's a decent run, but there isn't exactly much draft in these cars either. And no breaking points at the end of this straight. What change would you make to this circuit? Like if you could make...
Asphalt. It needs asphalt.
Well, this circuit gets relayed every other year, really. In real life, at least.
But what would I change about the circuit? I have no idea. Make it rain and more grippier asphalt.
So you think the actual corners are...
Yeah, I mean, a track's a track to me. I wouldn't know how to make a track better at all. Yeah, it's hard to explain. Like when I think of Road Atlanta in my head, it's such a short track. There's not a lot going on, but for some reason it's my favourite track. So I obviously don't know what makes a good track.
Sure.
If I was just to see them on paper, I wouldn't be able to identify like what feels good to drive.
Is that slow?
Yeah.
That was Dexy basically letting past Schneebel.
Maybe a slowdown?
Yeah, it could have been a slowdown maybe. But he's left himself vulnerable now to Soren Kroll, who is absolutely charging along, is Soren Kroll. Don't believe he's won a race so far this season. I'm going to have to check. But currently sits in 7th place in the championship. He missed round 1, 3rd in round 2, and didn't finish in round 3. So far from a race victory. He would be the 4th different winner this season if he won this race in the GTP AMS.
Yeah, and he's flying. Beast Racing 1-2 in AM, and then obviously their pro behind them. But they're all very quite similar. What do I rate? Oh no, Jack is almost double them. Not quite. One of them's 3 odd K.
Yeah, Jack, former AM champion in this series, so it's not so loud in the AMs. So top 3 in the LMP2s. Clement Quer doing a great job. Winner back at Zolder. And he's holding on against Grigorenko and Grassetto. Grassetto's just dropped off a little bit. We saw Grassetto very nearly pass Grigorenko earlier on in the race. But he's in a bit of a lonely 3rd place right now. And Grigorenko now only 0.4 of a second behind Clement Quer at the top of the LMP2 pros. This is a battle between a pro and an AM. This is Grassetto ahead of Joe Newman. So it's not easy to see on our screen, but this does matter for points. This battle going on.
Yeah, points are scored to your relative position. So an AM beating a pro is, wow, these off tracks is really important. What's the off track limit? 20?
Yep.
Yikes. Not many people are on less than 6, I'd say by now. When are we going to add for the league a requirement for live driver comms? We drop in and ask them questions while they're racing, then we go on to the next guy. We need to get that stipulated.
I wouldn't mind that.
Yeah, we could do it through the iRacing radio. Be like, hello, Chris. I see you're in T1. How's the race going, mate? How's the start? You know, talk about fuel. Yeah.
Do a bit of trivia.
Yep.
Just be like in
I'm gonna
1988.
push for it every round now.
I wonder if anyone, if we put it as a poll, if anyone would even react positively to that as a joke.
Pescal Stars, it was a requirement, and my God. Because we're fighting for money, and it was tricky. Hockenheim.
Whilst you're racing.
Yeah, Hockenheim.
really?
I'm door to door with Daniel Graham. We're trying to make a move. I'm mid-corner, and they drop in, and their studio was really loud. You brought another driver was in chat as well. Poor TK got left. He got dropped in the wrong room, so him, Quirk, and a few others were all in the same voice chat.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. And they bring up your camera, and you're sweating everywhere. The MDH has got quite a speed advantage over the LMP2s there. Lots of high-speed sections.
Yeah, Wells makes a bit of a break for it. And that was, who was that? James Koulibaly getting out of the way. They have got a little bit of a gap now to the next LMP2. Ivan Revkov is the next one that they'll have to deal with. He's, yeah, a couple of corners up the road. Nathan Willoughby not having a good time of it. Is Nathan winner of 2 of the rounds so far this season, I believe.
Yeah, P5 in LMP2 AM.
It's just a bit stuck behind James Blackwell. Well, he's not stuck behind James Blackwell. He's actually stuck behind Matthew Crisp.
Yeah, the Alcontech. Yeah, pro.
Willoughby may have overdriven that as well a bit, and he's going to leave himself vulnerable.
Ooh, careful, slow down.
Victory. Unfortunately for both of them, the driver ahead then comes into the pits. Vidry's not wasting any time though. Willoughby will try to get that cut back, but didn't really line it up. And as the driver in front of him comes into the pits, he finds a new driver now.
Yep, so keep an eye on his pit stop. He's the first to stop, really. Oh no, Adam Watson stopped as well.
Yeah, there's been a few. Philip Massa, although that was on lap 1 to be fair. So yeah, Raymond Zarens and Adam Watson, as you say. Any proper pit stops.
It's going to be interesting to see when Simon Nucera comes out. Lots of flashy. People forgot how to overtakey.
I think they're becoming impatient.
Yes. Flashing never really brings out the best side of the driver in front of you.
No.
Yeah, every now and then you cross a driver who's having a nightmare race. Absolute nightmare. You flash him, he's like, you know what? Parachute on. I'm bored anyway. I don't want to be in this race, and you're coming with it.
Do you think you get more angry in a real car or in a pretend car? Like, would you say you suffer from road rage more than?
I'm in real life. I'm a pretty slow driver nowadays. I just care about just getting to A to B safely. I know it sounds insane coming from a sim racer, but yeah, I'm old, experienced, no one can drive, so I'm just staying away from people as best I can. Yeah, I don't... Yeah, so I don't really get angry IRL anymore. Just comes with experience, right? No one can drive, and everyone gets super angry for some reason. So.
Oh, I mean, it's moronic, yeah.
Yeah. Flashy, 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 flashy.
Yeah, this is Bernard and Benacci. These two have been glued together for at least a quarter of an hour. Dare I say, maybe from the green flag. Benacci did get past Bernards earlier on, but has failed to pull away. For Daza esports team. If anyone knows what Daza stands for, do let us know.
Daza. Alexi is into the pits. LMP2 Pro.
That is a change of position. Was that Sean? No? No,
Traffic,
I'm getting
isn't it?
confused. Yeah, it was traffic. So I saw Jack Wells move on the timing tower. And I got confused.
Yeah, Jack is in. So this will be our first indication to Simon Nucera's overall pace and position, right? Because Jack pitted from... I've actually forgotten already.
I mean, Jack should be a fair bit ahead. I mean, Simone was, I want to say, 6 positions behind? So if Simone's made up this gap, then he's done well.
Yeah, I mean, he's had the track to himself. His pit stop, I think, was fast.
Yeah, Jack might be taking all 4 tyres here because he's stationed for much longer.
Too long. No, I think it's too long.
Yeah, he might have a penalty. Oh, no.
Yeah, I told you the slow entry is about 20-odd K less than you think, and you're coming in 60K more than your average track.
What's he doing? 31 seconds. That's not enough for a penalty. That's longer than tyres. Tyres is about 24 seconds.
Not sure. But yeah, on timing tower, I'm seeing 31-second pit stop. I mean, even 4 tyres and a full tank wouldn't cost that, I don't think, from when he pitted.
Well, yeah, tyres and fuel are simultaneous. Nathan Willoughby, the next to come into the pits, he's clearly had enough. We're seeing a lot of drivers go for early pit stops who are clearly annoyed by the traffic they've suffered in the first 27 and a half
Nate
minutes
had an
of this
early
race.
box. So he went all the way over to the left to then come back all the way to the right. But yeah, I mean, that has put Nucera ahead of Jack Wells.
Yep. Mulgrera, the next to come in. That might be a bit closer. Again, I think Mulgrera will be ahead of Nucera, but maybe not by a lot. Alexander Delatraz, 4/10 of a second behind Chris Bella, but maybe saving some more fuel, and maybe he'll be able to get ahead in the pit stop sequence. They've done well to drop Bernier. Hafler Darson is keeping touch, and Christophe Herbinho actually down a couple of places. I don't recall when Herbinho lost those places. Maybe it was a lap 1 thing. But he started in P3 and he's down in P5 and making no signs of recovering those places.
This Chris Bello is doing a fantastic job. Let's not forget who's behind him with Alexandre Delatraz, Bernier, the 9K, Half Darson, a very, very fast guy. And then obviously it keeps going with Herbinho, 7-odd K, a very fast bunch. So while we might have lost... oh no, who was the other fast lane?
Banan was top of the
Banan. That's it. That's the guy I'm thinking of. Delatraz does seem to be picking it up now at this phase in the race.
Simone Nucera may have had an issue. Simone Nucera has most definitely had an issue.
Yeah. Yep, he's towed, I think. That's a shame. I think he was ahead of Maguire. I think he was cooking. But I don't know about his pit stop. I want to find out about Nucera's pit stop. It doesn't... I mean, Jack Wells' pit stop was 24. There's no way. An early pit stop 8 seconds quicker. Something's wrong.
No, I think it's just that he only took 2 tyres. I think that's why he was so quick. But yeah, Melguero took 4 tyres.
Oh, he shouldn't even have taken 2. If he really pitted that early, why on earth would you take tyres?
Because that's free.
Right, of course. I'll shut up. Sorry, a couple of weeks of no internet and no racing, and I'm getting rusty. Oy, oy, oy. Oh, God.
Yeah, I wonder what Schwebig will do. I mean, this is a high, I guess a higher tyre degradation. So, I mean, it's not warm out there. We are in one of the worst months, October.
Yeah, we're trying to bring you a replay of what happened to
Sarah.
Man, my brain today.
Oh, Schwebig's taking a while as well. 31, 32. I think Schwebig may... Oh, no. Honestly, if someone in the chat could tell us what's going on with the with these pit stops. We've had a 16, a 23, a 24, a 31, and a 33.
It's quite
What's
a
that
deviation.
about?
A 15-second deviation.
16 and 24, I can understand. 2 tyres versus 4 tyres. But 31? What's that? Alexander Delachaz next to come into the pits, going for the undercuts, perhaps, on the race leader, Chris Bella.
Right, definitely going up.
I think Delachaz may have taken part in the Racing Unleashed challenge that we had earlier on in the year around this circuit in these cars. I cannot remember how well he did. I think he dominated. I could be wrong. Of course, speaking of Racing Unleashed, we have the Racing Unleashed GT3 series happening next week. So you do sign up now because pre-qualifying for that round starts on Saturday. So you basically have to set a time and you will get yourself on the grid for the race on the Sunday. There's some good prize money for the series champions. And it's generally a very competitive field. So do sign up at apexracingleague.com for the Racing Unleashed GT3 series.
Søren Kroll, Philip Longfellow and Mads Lauritzen into the pits in our GTP.
I think we're really seeing how demanding the tyres are here by the amount of pit stops we're seeing early. They could go 45 minutes, but they don't want to have to run old tyres that long.
Søren Kroll, 26. Yeah. I don't think Nucera had enough fuel. 10 seconds, mate.
I mean, maybe, yeah. I mean, no one's doing the two-stop, right? Two-tyre, or my theory, at least.
But I think you're right. I think the 24 regions 2, the 31, 32 is 4 because, Philip Longfellow, 32, Henin Schweb, 32.
Tyres don't take that long, right?
Jack Wells, 31. Mads Lauritzen, 25. So, I think it's the 2 versus 4 argument. But whereas, there's no way Nucera with 16-second pit stop. I just don't see it.
Christophe Bernier taking a drink. He's got some very nice lights there. I think that might be the first time we've had his webcam, actually, because Bernier. So.
We saw it earlier today, but I know what you mean, First time we've had access to it.
Yeah.
Right. These pit stops will help us settle the debate.
These people know what they're doing.
Yeah, I'm guessing their pit stops will be around the 22-23. That's my guess.
Clement Quer, apologies, no, Chris Bella, by the way, stayed out, even though Delachaz came into the pits and the LMP2's Quer stayed out. Turoski desperate to get away.
Which means, I think Nucera just came in too early, maxed the fuel and just couldn't put enough in. 24, there you go. And
maybe he did come in too early, yeah.
Segro, 23.
Come on, someone do a 16.
No, it's not going to happen there.
Origi taking a while, 26. That's somewhere in the middle. Let's see some replays.
All right, replays coming in.
And yes, of course, still Tamas leading the way in the GTPs. 14 seconds now clear of Lennart Schnabel, but still needs to pit. Let's
all right, here
have
we
a
go.
look. So this is what happens to Nucera. Oh, what's he doing? He's just
not
crashed
sure.
into an LMP2. That is really clumsy. I don't think the LMP2 moved across.
I don't.
The LMP2 moves across a bit, but he's about a finger length.
Yeah, I mean, it was
in
inconsequential movement. It's a bumpy track. It's just
it's a wide track.
I just obviously he got a crew chief. I'm not sure. I don't think he thought he was clear. I just think he was slowly moving across.
Just losing some important time here. Losing some really important time. Oh, but their teammates, of course. So Bossett, is this even for position? Has Bossett pitted yet? They have both pitted, yeah. Oh, so Bossett had a much shorter pit stop. got ahead of Delachaz, but Delachaz has just overtaken him. So I thought Bosset was just holding Delachaz up to help out his teammate. But actually, this is a legit position that they're fighting over.
Delachaz's pit stop was something went wrong for sure. He was 7 seconds slower than his teammate Augustin Bernier, who's now...
Maybe it was just a case they took 4 tyres. Maybe this is the 4 versus 2 tyre thing again.
Well, if it's worth 6.5 seconds and there's only 25 minutes to go, then it was not the right call. You just can't. Where do you pass, man?
Sure. Yeah, I mean, he's lost, what, a second or 2 fighting that battle there. Hafler-Darson a bit close to these guys. He had a decent...
even if he's on the slower of the tyre strats, he's 3 seconds slower than anyone. Even the lower rated driver, the 2K drivers are doing 23s, 23s, 23, 23. 23 seems to be the average. And then Bernier did a 19. Dylan Bosset did a 20. So that, well, 19.98. So 1 and 3 did the exact same time. And then, yeah, Delachaz is 6 seconds slower. We actually had his cam open while he was pitting, so... And he seemed very calm. I remember watching him, so... Odd.
Newman and Hooper now in the pits for the LMP2s. We're not waiting, or we haven't got many more GTP pit stops to go. Just the top 3 are yet to pit. Norbert Tamas clearly very confident about his pace.
Joe Newman and Hooper in.
Leader of the LMP2 AMS, by the way, is now Yuri Grigenko because of the pit stops for other drivers.
Then at Schneebel's going long. Tassang's going long. Oh, and Norbert. I've just realised Tamas has still not pitted. Wonder the way that's going to put Tarosky, who last lap set the fastest lap of the race.
Yeah, he was 8 tenths faster than the race leader. I don't think there'll be any team orders. After all, they're the 2 overwhelming favourites for the season, so it'd be a very boring championship if they didn't fight.
Yeah, I mean, from just a quick glance, Tamas is ahead, even after the pit. But I'm not in a math sort of mode. It looks about right for the being ahead.
Sure. Francois Larose saying, go Clement, go Scuderia Volpi by P1 Sim.
As our leader is in.
Moment of truth.
Yeah, I mean, they were running, what, 9 tenths apart? My guess is Norbert Scott.
It opened up a bit. It was over 2 seconds when he pitted.
Yeah, I think he's going to have more like 6 seconds now.
Oh, you think it would have grown?
I think by the looks on it, by the looks of it, it has.
But Tarosky was fast on that last lap, right?
I know, yeah. You never know the traffic cycles.
Sure. So Schnabel continues, and I think the Sang is continuing. So where is Norbert Tamas? He is going to be very soon coming out of the pits, and here he comes. The Sang moves past, and Tarosky is a while back, so you're absolutely right.
Not as right as it could have been. It is a little bit closer. It's more like 3 seconds.
Yeah, I thought there might even be a change for the lead there, but no. It was still Tamas staying ahead, despite some good times from Tarosky. But Tamas now with fresh tyres and should feel very confident about holding on to this for the remaining 20 minutes.
So the LMP2 lead is obviously in the hands now of... Well, we've got some pit stops. Let's get the pit stops done. This is way too much.
Well, this is a good battle for what I believe will turn into P3, maybe, between Bosset and Hafler-Darson. Bosset had a quicker pit stop, jumped Hafler-Darson. But Bosset doesn't seem very quick. Delachaz overtook him a couple of laps ago, and already he has dropped a few seconds away.
Yeah, I mean,
Hafler-Darson's staying right on the bumper.
Definitely Bernier and Bosset's pit stops were fast. Joe Newman also managed a 20 flat. Those 3 have basically done the same pit stop, but it must be tight on fuel. As our leader, Chris Bella's in.
Yeah, will he go for the 20-second stop, or will he go for the 24-second stop? We'll find out soon.
If he's gone long, it suggests the low one.
Yeah. Why? Yeah.
But yeah, everyone else in now. Habinio, Paul Busby, George, Yuri, Emil Koopmans, and Joris Ooms.
Yeah, clearly as far as the fuel went for these guys.
No, Chris is going for the longer one. 22.9, 18.8 for Herbinio. 18.8. So to put it in perspective, that is a whopping 8 seconds faster than Delatraz.
So yeah, certainly only 2 tyres for him. Bella comes out of the pits and he is ahead of Bernier and ahead of Herbinio.
Herbinio up ahead of both the Delatraz. So Delatraz out of the three of them.
Dropped back, didn't he? Yeah.
Yeah, his pit stop was really slow, mate. Like, in comparison to his teammates, 8 seconds slower than Herbinio, 6 seconds slower than Bernier. So something definitely went amiss there.
Race leaders in GTP dealing with these LMP2s now. Toshki's going to be right on the tail of the race leader in a moment with the traffic that they're having to deal with.
Yeah, definitely quite intense at this moment.
Struggling to get past on this part of the circuit though. Medium speed corners, not going to be much fast for the GTPs, but then they can get on the straights and take advantage of the extra power that they possess.
No speeding penalties yet. I mean, I've cursed who was ever coming into the pits now. Apologies for that. Schneeborn Sang going very long here.
Oh, Toski playing a bit of risk there. And he left a lot of room for Bassett, and Bassett used every inch of it.
Whoa.
And this is really killing right now. Well, Bassett just seems to be quite slow. I think it might be because of...
fuel, maybe?
Yeah, maybe. But he does seem to be struggling quite a bit. And it is affecting half the Darson badly. It's fast lane, Delatraz, fast lane in the LMP2s. Getting a bit darker around this circuit, I believe. I think it starts, I think practice started at 3, so I think we may be 6 in the evening now, I want to say. I might be wrong there. There's Turoshki still clearing the LMP2s. Still Schnabel and Thesang yet to pit in this race. And now half the Darson can't go full attack really because he's got to be aware of Busby, who's very close behind. And, well, yeah, that is the only battle going on. The next car behind them, I think, is a back marker, so they don't need to worry about that. That's Anton Oman in the Alcantech car, the 4th and 9er.
I'm just trying to work out where Schnabel's going to come out. I said I didn't want to do math, but here we go. My prediction is he's going to come out... it's going to be, I'm going to say, behind Soren Kroll. Maybe between McGuire and Kroll. It's tight, though, in that area of the track. But that is your David-sponsored pick position.
That's your AWS.
My powered Vader is, yes. Wow, how many drive-throughs are we going to see? That off-track is brutal. Especially when you're trying to follow in dirty air, you just turn in and there's nothing.
So in the pit stop sequence, I don't think we mentioned this, but Clement Quer remained the leader in the LMP2 AMS. Grigorenko still 3 tenths behind. That's how far behind he was earlier on. However, he pitted 3 laps later, so he might have 3 lap fresher tyres now. Could Quer? And maybe that's what he needs in order to pull off this move. I think it would be a second race victory of the season for either of these guys, should they win. Quer certainly won back.
Clement won at Zolder, right?
Or was that Ooms?
Oh, actually, yeah, good point.
Ooms won at Zolder, Willoughby won... Oh, so it would be their first race win. Both of them. Ooms won race 2, Willoughby won races 1 and 3. Don't think Willoughby's winning this one.
No.
And Ooms...
Oh, some shuffling around.
Oh no, crash. And that's an awful rejoin. And it's taken out one of the Alcantech cars. I can only hope it's Oman. I don't think it was.
Looks like Emil Koopman's just towed. We'll get a replay of that. Yeah, I was just saying I saw some shuffling about on the old system. He was juggling like crazy, and now we know why. Definitely an awful rejoin.
Fast lane cars, I think, nearly took out one of the PS competition cars, as you would expect. And it's one of the Zebra cars as well. I cannot remember. Oh, well, it wasn't Koopmans, was it? It may have been Koopmans with the worst rerun of the season.
And
that's saying
Nate
something.
in chat, unfortunately, saying Willoughby P dead, unfortunately. Sorry to see, mate.
Not sure what happened to you, Nathan. Sorry, I didn't see that. Unless you weren't the one that got caught up in Nucera's incident, were you? Well, this is a long line of LMP2s now. Some of them are lap down, some of them are not. Some of them are GTPs as well.
Did we see the Sarah? So the Willoughby?
No, I don't think so. No. Unless it was the Nucera. Unless it was the Nucera one. I don't think it was.
I can hear Lewis checking.
I think he's busy with the pile-up.
Yes.
So he just saw.
Yeah. Tough corner. I know exactly that corner. You send it down the inside. If someone goes a bit deep, there's nowhere to go.
This is for P2, for position, but Kutsada has not pitted in this race yet. So Thomas is going to lose a bit of time sat behind here. This is the 400 car who I think may have murdered a couple of people a moment ago. Of James Coulibaly. And Thomas is going to be able to get underneath.
Wait, we saw... I remember the Nate. I've just realised, was Nate the instant in turn... was it 3-4, the left-hander onto the back straight? Where someone just... It was after the pit stop cycle. Was it Nate got ahead and then the car just on the inside just dove on the inside? I think that was the replay.
Maybe.
I think. What is that turn number? The awkward blind left. The... Onto the straight. Turn... Come on, you're...
Like turn 4, the loop?
Yeah, is it turn 4? The left-hander, where the apex goes blind because you have to approach so wide.
Sure, yeah, that's the loop, yeah.
I think it was there. I think he got absolutely dove.
Kutsada really fights in that one hard. It was 4th position, but like I said before, he still needs to pit.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. He can... yeah, he doesn't need to get out of the way. This is his position. He is P2.
Well, he could have led if he'd held on for 2 more corners, because Lennart Schnabel has now come into the pits.
Yeah, this is the if you want to undercut people, you can't then go around flashing them to get them out the way, because you're the one who dropped positions.
Yeah. Good pit stop there for Schnabel. He's just ahead of one of his LMP2 teammates. He's up there in 4th place. That's worked really well.
Oh, I said ahead of Soren. He's actually ahead of Detsy as well.
Yeah.
Oh, by a mile.
Yeah. 10 seconds.
AWS letting us down again. All right, we've got the replay of Le Carnage.
Oh no, sorry, I was accusing James Coulibaly.
Oh.
So Fidry went into Koopmans.
And then Koopmans with the terrible rejoin.
And then it was Koopmans with the bad rejoin.
Joe, I don't think Koopmans was hit. I think he lost it over braking.
Yeah, he panicked.
Well, obviously, if he didn't panic, he would have hit a car.
Oh, well, he immediately towed back.
Yeah, but it was a terrible rejoin. Oh, what?
No, that was with Willoughby.
Oh, so his car's done there. That was the Alcatech car. Was that Matthew Crisp, by the looks of it?
Yeah, probably.
Oh, his car's done. Aye. Yeah, that was a strange move. But yeah, yeah, Koopmans actually wasn't hit. It was a... Well, if he didn't spin, he would have hit a different car, so a bit of a catch-22, right? Shame to see what happened to Nate.
Kutsada Thasang finally comes into the pits, and now everyone in this field has pitted. 49 minutes he was able to go. One of these days, perhaps, we will see a driver go the entire race without pitting. But today...
An hour?
Yeah. I feel like if you put one of these guys on, like, mid-Ohio, I reckon they'd give it a shot. Or, like, Long Beach.
Long Beach, yeah.
Oh, that's a scent. We've already seen teammates in the LMP2s collide earlier on. Are we going to see the Delachaz guys do it? They're all on top of one another. It's Herbinho, Bernier, Delachaz.
We missed it, but Herbinho's got Bernier.
Oh, there goes the move for Delachaz. Trying to follow the GTP. Is that Nucera in front of them?
It looks like Bernier's lost out both positions here.
Where is his teammate? He's to our left. Is he going to appear? Such a momentum corner here. The outside line could be profitable. Oh, you can see James Koulibaly being overtaken there, and now the LMP2s are going to go alongside. Thought they might even go either way of Koulibaly. Staying very calm there in the cockpit is Augustin Bernier. Brilliant battle between these two.
Jason Brooks saying it's a very peculiar angle for the steering wheel. I mean, I think two factors. One, the camera's warping the edges, and two, you want your wheel pointing at your shoulders. So depending on your seat height and how tall you are.
I think that's Koulibaly.
Yeah, depending on how tall you are and how low or high you have your seat, if you're in a Formula or a GT, you really want to point your wheel rim at your shoulders. So
Sends.
Yeah.
Oh, he's somehow avoided it. Well, we saw him waving his arms a lot last time out, did Alexander Derchas. That time he took a lot of curve, but fortunately his teammate was giving him room, and Derchas is really frustrated. He got held up by Bossert earlier on when he came into the pits. He's now being held up by his own teammates, but this is absolutely full position. And really, they're fighting amongst each other here. They're not going to catch up to Bella. They're not under much pressure from Halfler Darson. So they've just got to fight it out.
Good battle, though. Very good battle. And looks like Herbinio's back. Looking very strong. But yeah, I don't know what happened with Delatraz's pit stop. 18, 19, 26.
Update on the LMP2 Pros, by the way. Still, Clermont Quer is leading the way. Still, by 0.3 of a second over Yuri Kugrenko. They have been less than half a second between the top two in the LMP2 AMS for the entire race. And Kugrenko still cannot get past.
Hey, Josh, in chat, Josh just said, I just got poked in the eye by Bernier's elbow. Yeah. It just looks like he's in a Formula position and his wheelbase is quite low and he just wants it pointing at his shoulders. So it's quite an acute angle. All right, so our leaders Norbert Tomas and Trotsky in GTP Pro, our 1-2, GTP AM, Crow and Tsang. That worked out for Tsang that long staying out. Chris Bella is our Max Verstappen LMP2 Pro. He's gone so far ahead, we don't actually feature him on camera. And Cray and Gregrenko still on track together, like very close. They have been like that from the start, during the pit stop phase, and even now. Massive gap to Ums though, 16 seconds back.
LMP2's bashing at GTP there.
That is the way.
So Herbinier's now the one under pressure. Looked like Bernier was going to be overtaken before, but Bernier's got up ahead of Steve. Oh, here he goes. That's the move that you love to see at the loop, but it's going to kill his exit, and Delatraz is going to get right on the back of these guys. Delatraz might have a run at one of these guys. Certainly the run has been killed for Bernier, and Delatraz will be making up some ground. Will he go for the dive into Brooklands? No, he's too far back.
It's all well and good, but 7.8k, 9.1k, 6.8k battling it out, and yet they've been absolutely slapped by a 4.8k of Chris Bella.
Yeah.
And I mean slapped, a convincing 6-second lead right now.
Yeah, pulling away. GTP moving their way through. I think that's Lennart. Is that Lennart Schnabel? No, I don't think it's an Olcontech car. Oh, it is Lennart Schnabel. My bad. Yeah, it doesn't look very Olcontech-y, that GTP livery. Looks more PS competition now. But there he goes.
On the outside? Or is that that's the inside looking back, isn't it? I need to work on my reverse camera angle, man. Seems I have a weakness.
I don't want to be a parked car when you're reversing into it, right?
You don't know.
Here comes the move. Lawless speed carried by Bernier, and he's got it done. He is up into second position past championship leader Christophe Herbinio, and now Herbinio could be overtaken by the man who looks the fastest out of these three, Alexander Delatraz. They are on top of one another, heading through turn one. Delatraz will surely send it here. No, he's going to wait, but look at the speed. He's got so much better tyres, it looks like, than Herbinio, but he has not really been able to pick his passes correctly so far. As Delachaz, as the back marker does a good job at keeping out of the way of these guys.
Well out of the way.
Might be Koulibaly. Do you keep on saying Koulibaly's name? Was it him that time? No, it wasn't. Karl Yakalets, I believe.
So that gap between Tomasa and Tarowski has opened up, 2.4 seconds. We did see them basically sharing the track after the pit stop. Another off track. Oh, net code from hell. What on earth? We saw that live. That was about 9 foot of netcode.
And you might understandably think, Philip Massa, he's in Brazil, right? No, this is not Philippe. This is Philip Massa in Germany. So, yeah, there's not really any reason for that.
Well, the car did lose it. He caught it, but obviously iRacing decided that it wasn't caught.
Yeah.
Very strange. Another off track, another off track. Ding, ding. We haven't seen any drive-throughs, right? No.
Not that I've noticed, but maybe Philip Massa may have picked up one. No, he pitted on lap 1, didn't he? That's
Yeah.
why he's got 2 pit stops to his name.
Alan Loof confirming that the pit wall appeared on track.
Sure.
That would explain what happened to poor Philip Massa. Haven't seen a plethora of slowdowns being served. Oh, another battle with the Delatres boys.
Oh, and wide, and Herbinho has to take evasive action. And that is 3rd position gone.
That also looked like netcode on the Alcatech car there. I could have been wrong. We caught it very late. And our eyes were on the Delatres cars at the time. But it did look like something caused that Alcatech car to just spin.
And now Halfler Darson's going to have a go as well. If he can keep part of his car alongside, he's going to have the inside for Luffields, and our championship leader is having a wretched final 10 minutes to this Silverstone round, and he does lose another place. He's down to 5th now. Worked so hard to get into that top 2, but he's back where he was after the first few laps of this race, back in 5th.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the Alcatech car, the Alcatech GTP either lost it or was netcoded. And then that's given the Alcatech LMP2 a shot at Herbinho.
Sure.
I mean, I would say it's orchestrated, but I think when the replay will show, there's no way he could have orchestrated it all.
Well, speaking of, so it must have been Schnabel, yeah, who spun. Schnabel had an awful lap that last time round, 4 seconds off the pace. And then he had the incident on this lap. Or did he?
No, I think the incident was last
Schnabel's
lap.
really slow. Schnabel's really slow. Like, he is, like, he was 10 seconds ahead of Dexter earlier on, but I think he's destroyed the tyres. Oh, that's bad. That's one of the worst netcodes I've seen.
Yeah, that's awful.
Oh,
wait.
but you see, so it's Koulibaly's internet.
He was the
good.
guy blinking out earlier.
Yeah. So that's why.
Yeah, you can't be driving like that. So this was the orchestrated slide to slide Pabinho to get his teammate. Yeah, easy.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
It was a PK move.
Very sacrificial because
and well timed.
He's going to lose a position because of it. He might even lose more than one position because Schnabel is painfully slow right now. Simon Kroll is going to be past him very soon. This is Clement Fidry behind Joe Newman, who was involved in the 3-wide collision we saw at turn 3 earlier on in the race.
Yeah, Clement Fidry is up 5 positions, by the way. I think he's up the most. Yeah. Oh, no. Cole Jaqueta up 7.
So can Delatres get one more position? Remarkably, these guys are now over 11 seconds behind Bella. They've lost 8 seconds to Bella in 10 minutes.
Yeah, they were squabbling.
Half Darson is on these guys, so the Delatres car's really hurting their tyres as well. I mean, on that last lap, Bernie lost 1.3 seconds to Chris Bella.
Remy, thanks for the sub to Apex Racing TV.
So, the checkered flag is out. Norbert Tass has just started his lap, so these guys have got one more tour of the circuit.
Wow, where did the last 15 minutes go? I thought I had to look up to check you wasn't losing it. That was a really good battle. The Delatraz cars gave us some good entertainment there for a 10-15 minute period. I mean, I feel like a win, the battle between them, but unfortunately for them, the winner will have had a coffee by the time they get there.
If Delatraz can get P2 here, that'll be good points in the championship. It won't be far behind Herbinho.
Well, Bernier is running with a lot lower grip than Delatraz, it does look like. But like I say, 2 tyres, 4 tyres, low grip. Look, there's just, what do you do in LMP2? You just flash your lights and hope they make a mistake. That's the most frustrating thing about LMP2 for me. They are so fun to drive, one of my favourites to drive. But it's just really tricky to pass.
And the opportunities are running out for Alexander Delatraz, running out for Michael Harper-Darson as well. He's right on their tail. But out in the lead, this man came into this round with a pole, a fastest lap, and a race win for the 2 rounds he'd attended. And it looks like he's going to make it 3 from 3 now.
A 6-second lead, by the way. Tarowski really dropped off somewhere there.
A dominant performance again, and he manages to win out. There has been a collision in the LMP2 ARMS. Clement Quer, who has led for the first 59.5 minutes of this race, has had an issue, but he's been let back past by Yuri Grigorenko. I'd love to get a replay of that. They were swapping positions earlier on in the lap.
It does look like he was re-let by, unless they were both involved. And there was a swap of positions there between Adam Watson and Dan Blackwell.
Yeah.
Maybe that was orchestrated because Dan is an AM, not sure, but that was on the last lap.
Chris Bella is going to be able to finish in first position in the LMP2 Pros by a dominant margin. Christophe Herbinho has had more tyre issues. He's got no tyres left. He's down into 6th position. It looks like there's going to be more changes. Sang has got past Schwebig on the last lap here. Kroll wins out of the GTP AMS. Schwebig versus the Sang. It looks like Schwebig's beaten the Sang after all. But it must have been very close across the line. A wild final lap. And Clement Quer has led this race.
I'm seeing Half-Darson ahead of Delatraz. What on earth happened?
Yeah, Delatraz must have lost it in the closing stages. Quer beats Grigorenko. That's a very well-deserved win. His first win of the season for Clement Quer's first ARL win as well. And will give him important points in the championship. An absolutely bizarre final lap, and it's still going. Dan Blackwell ahead of Gordon, ahead of Corban. But they're going to come into the pits. What are they doing? You can't do that. You cannot do that.
I see so many people that assume to serve their penalties.
No. Or it's to cut the circuit on the last lap. And I hope it's the prior.
He stopped.
It is explicitly against the rules to cut the Silverstone pit entry on the last lap, because it is faster, obviously. Now, who won out in that? They did beat Gordon.
He did cross the line. The other car did cross the line through the pits.
Oh, yeah, and beat the car that they were behind.
Yeah.
Who was on the track.
Yeah.
So, I think it was probably because they reached the instant limit and they tried to serve their thing on the last lap.
Which you can't do. The penalty goes up, I think.
Yeah, the penalty just isn't served.
So it's 40 seconds, I think.
Into 40 seconds.
Delatraz lost out to Half-Darson there. I mean, they were I was going to mention, but obviously everything was happening, but they were really, really close to each other on track, like 3 tenths apart. I think Delatraz was right behind Bernier and Half-Darson was right behind Delatraz, so change position on the last lap.
Yeah, I don't know if maybe we could get a replay of that.
But yeah,
that manoeuvre.
Yeah, I'm surprised the Delatraz position. So if you think they had 2nd, 3rd, and 4th completely locked out and were showboating, to now 2nd, 4th, and 6th.
Well, I think Herbinho had 0 tyres left. I think that's why he was falling. I think he was probably losing like 2 seconds a lap with the tyres.
Yeah.
At the end.
I
think they were really pushing them by not taking time.
Excellent drive from Bella, though. Obviously, we didn't get to see a lot of it because it was his own fault. He pulled away too far, and there's nothing to watch.
Yeah.
Obviously, Norbert Tomas, brilliant run there. We need to find out what happened to Clement and Yuri there, but it looks like they resolved it themselves on track by letting each other by. But yeah, fantastic race. And let's not forget Soren Kroll, who, I mean, he could hold himself in pro at this moment.
Yeah, Kroll, very strong in that one. But we've got on the background the instant between... So this is on the last corner. Oh, there's contact between the two of them. I think that could be a penalty for Michael Half-Darson.
No, he's out of fuel.
Or is he
mate.
out of fuel?
Yeah,
Maybe
there's no way you go that slow around the last
Yeah.
corner. No, that's not a penalty.
in an LMP2.
If you're gonna lift and stay on the apex, then
Yeah.
and you're not using your brake, then
Well, After Dustin will be happy with that. We can see the results now. It puts him first up the GTPs, though. Norbert Tamas 6 seconds ahead of Blashczewski. Seago with a quiet one. In third, beat Dexy by a long way in the end. Schnabel was in fifth, but had an awful final stint. He had no tyres left as well. Kroll top of the AMS, impressively. Origi, Schwebig did well to recover to 8th. As Melgrera Wells in 10th place. Surprised he fell back, actually, was he? Must have been involved in something, I feel like. There was Longfellow, Luritsen, Tassang, and Grondelaires. In the LMP2s, we had Chris Bella win out ahead of Augustin Bernier, Michael Hafler-Darson, Alexander Derachaz, Dylan Bassett, and Christophe Herbinho. He dropped down to 20th by the end. He still beat Paul Busby and George Sazonov. Tim Perry finishes there in 23rd overall. That's Vidri Newman. Quer was top of the AMS, marginally ahead of Grigorenko. Then it was Crisp, Ooms, Ooper in 30th. Bernard, Watson, Grodin. So that was the driver who legally crossed the line. Then it was Blackwell, Corban, Benacce, Vebkov. I'm looking out who finished the race under the pit lane. It was 2 of those. They'll get penalties though. Massa, Zarens, Omens, Grosseto, and Co. I won't go through everyone. A few retirements, but not a huge amount. I think there were like about 7 out of the over 50 drivers who started.
I just thought Delatraz's pit stop was the longest pit stop of all the LMP2s, and it looks like, I don't think it was a slow lane. It looks like he ran out of fuel and cost him position.
He still ran out of fuel.
Yes, I'm saying he had the longest pit stop of anyone.
That's crazy, yeah.
His pit stop was 8 seconds longer than Bernier ahead of him. Yeah, insane. Not 8 seconds, sorry, 8 seconds to Herbinho.
Not a good time of it.
Nope.
Let's have an interview with a couple of our drivers. Who do I want to have a chat with? I'm going to be selfish and go for... I'll go for Soren Kroll actually first, who joins us now. He just popped into the interview waiting room, and seeing that he won in the GTP AM category, we should absolutely have a chat with him. Soren, congratulations on that race win. You must be delighted. You become the 4th different winner so far this season.
Yes, yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, I'm very delighted. Came as a little bit of a surprise because I did some practice earlier in the week and didn't seem to be really quick. And yeah, just did an IMSA today in the afternoon, and then had great feeling all of a sudden. And yeah, got a little bit lucky at the start. There was some mix-up there because the row in front of me did go, the row in front of them didn't go. So there was a stack up, and I just found the hole where I could go through, and then just basically driving from the front for 1 hour.
Yeah, and how was it with the strategy out there? Because we saw you had a 26-second long pit stop, so it looked like you took all 4 tyres, but it looked like some of the drivers around you decided to only take 2 tyres, like Lennart in front of you. Do you think that was the right strategy to take all 4 tyres in the end?
I think for me personally it was, yes. We were discussing, obviously I have 2 teammates with Henning and Jack. We discussed before the race what we are going to do, and we decided to basically commit to the changing tires from the beginning, so we didn't start on full fuel. We basically took enough fuel with us that we could cover the tire stop with refueling, so that we are a little bit lighter at the start. And I think it was the right strategy. Tires felt good all around, I have to say, and I was much faster than Lennart at the end, but I just couldn't pass him. I had 17x. I didn't want to go to send it and, you know, get 21x and get a penalty. That's why I didn't try to pass him, but I think in the end of the day it was the right strategy and definitely easier to drive than managing it for 1 hour.
Definitely. Well, in the championship, of course, you missed the first round of the season, so going to be a tough one to bring it back. But how do you rate your chances? There is a drop score, of course, and you've had a first and a third already this season. Do you think you could maybe make up the points deficit by the end of the 10 rounds?
Maybe if it stays like that, yes. Obviously, the leader right now is my teammate and dear friend Henning. I know that I am a little bit faster than he is, and I know that I have a little bit more experience in iRacing than he has, so I should have an advantage. But It's about execution. If it continues like that, I might have a chance, but right now we're just looking also at the team championship a little bit with Team Beast, and then we're gonna see at like round 7 or 8 how it looks, and then probably decide if we're gonna focus on one guy or fight. But at the moment, team championship is definitely our focus.
Well, congratulations on the win tonight. Is there anyone you want to give a shout out to?
Yes, obviously Henning and Jack, which are also my teammates. Henning had P2 today in AM, so yeah, 1-2 for us. Jack had a little bit of a tough race, but thanks you guys for keep practicing with us and keep pushing ourselves forward and have a good season.
Awesome. Well, thanks for having a chat with us, and we'll see you back next time.
Thanks. Bye.
Cheers.
So on Kroll there, your first place finisher in GTP AM. Who are you going to check out?
When I spoke to Lennart last week, so nice guy, but I'm going to speak to Michael Hovdarson because I really want to find out what happened on that last lap. Hello, Michael. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I hear you loud and clear.
Perfect. First of all, congratulations on a hard-fought P3. It looked like a very difficult battle. Probably the hardest battle on track was that LMP2 Pro. First question, last corner, what happened? We saw it briefly. We didn't even see a proper replay. We saw a half replay. Did Delatraz run out of fuel, or was it a slowdown? It looked like you closed up on him scary fast there in the last corner.
No, I asked him after the race. Yeah, he ran out of fuel, so that's why I got him off the line.
Got you.
It was a good race. Quite irritating. I actually ran out of fuel in my qualifying lap, which would have set me P2, but made things a bit more difficult. Managed to overtake and pull away from the standings leader, so that's always something I can take with me to next round, I guess.
Yeah, you must be really happy because at one point you had the 3 Delatraz cars ahead of you at one point, so you must have been thinking this is going to be quite the difficult evening. But they seem to be battling between themselves a lot. Must have given you hope. What was going through your head when you saw them fight him?
First of all, I was very surprised how far ahead they were. I don't know if I had a really slow stop or not, but I was battling with Augustin right before we came into the pits, and I'm pretty sure I didn't lose 4 seconds in those 2 laps. I stayed out extra, but yeah, I was happy to see them battle. And then, yeah, towards the end, I don't know what happened with GTP that spun ahead of Christoph, and basically that put me back in the game. And if they were trying to save a bit of fuel, I guess, yeah, I had that bit of extra fuel that I could push all the way. Yeah,
I mean, it was your stop time. Augustin Bernier, the second fastest pit stop with a 19.9. Somehow Herbinio stopped for 18.8, whereas yourself was 24 seconds, and Delatraz with a very strange 26 seconds. The average was about 23, so he was about a second off average, but 4 seconds off of Augustin and Herbinio, so I'm not sure what they were cooking with fuel there. So very surprising short pit stop. But they did seem to be struggling with tyres, so I'm not sure what played into that. But no, you must have been pleased. What was it like? How was the multi-class like with the GTPs? Was it fine? It looked okay on camera.
Well, first of all, I think I gotta fire my pit crew if they're that slow. But yeah,
yeah,
it was quite okay. I mean, some are better than others. I know, like for example, for the last lap, I think it was the guy in P8 who just realized he had nothing to fight for, and he just kind of stayed back and let me, Delatraz, and I forgot his name, but the guy who finished in P2, he let us fight, which was very nice. But I think, yeah, the GTPs were overall pretty decent, like not a lot of dive bombs. Like, sure, you have some, but it was pretty clean this round.
That's great. Good to hear. Yeah, and again, congratulations on the podium. Sebring next week, I believe. Looking forward to that track.
Interlagos next week.
Oh, was it Interlagos? I thought it was Sebring.
There may have been a change to the schedule, so I think it is Interlagos.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay, I'm out of date. Does anyone like to give a shout out to Michael?
Yeah, thanks to all the guys at Alcantech and the sponsors, and of course AMRT for providing me with my amazing rig.
Perfect, mate. And yeah, good luck with next week at Interlagos, not Sebring, apparently. And we'll catch you there. Cheers, mate.
Bye.
So, last up, I reckon, will be Lennart Schnabel, who joins us now, who was very delighted with a top 10 finish last time out, and he's gone significantly better again tonight. Lennart, congratulations. Let's go back to qualifying, because your qualifying was really good as well. I think last time out at Red Atlanta, you were 16th on the grid, and tonight up in P8. So you must have just been very confident on this circuit.
Yeah, confidence is probably the wrong word. I just somehow get it right on this track every time, but this time around I lost a couple tens, and I could have been P4, but didn't work as thought. And but the race was good. I made up a couple spots at the beginning, and was fourth for quite a while, and tried to extend my my stint for a bit longer. So I just took front tires at the pit stop, and that didn't work out as great as I thought, and I was really on the struggle bus at the end.
Yeah, we spotted that because you came out of the pits, what, like 10 seconds clear of Dexy, I think, and we're like, Lennart's nailed this. He's absolutely cooking, and he's going to get an easy P4. And then we saw you having a half spin and a few seconds off the pace. Do you think there was, well, I mean, in hindsight, what do you think you should have done? Do you think you should have taken no tires? Do you think you should have taken 4 tires, pitted earlier, right side tires, or what?
I think I would have been better off taking no tires and having basically none over at the end. But yeah, I mean, I just learned from that, and I was thinking, yeah, I can pass every LMP2 when I extend the stint a bit longer. And I mostly did, except for like 5 cars, and again, a lot of time there. But yeah, taking front tires only was probably the worst choice I could have done today.
Sure. Well, you still managed to hold on to P5. You finished ahead of Soren Kroll. How are you finding the GTP cars? Because you're still sort of getting used to them compared to the single seaters. You think you're getting faster each week?
It seems like it. I guess so. Yeah. Just takes a lot of practice, and I had the time this week, and I mean, what turned out as a great race. I think that speaks for itself, and I'll practice for next week as well.
Definitely, yes. Well, it served you very well. Congratulations on the really strong result tonight. Anyone you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, shout out to the whole Alcantech team, and then again to the Delatras guys. I wasn't planning at all on holding them up or anything. I was just way too much on the struggle bus, so huge sorry for that. And shout out to you guys in the booth as well. I'll take a look at the stream when it's fully uploaded.
Well, thank you for the kind words. What I will say is that you, rather than addressing the Delatras cars on that front, you need to address David, because he was straight away on the blower accusing you of spinning in front of them. So, but very much with a tin foil hat on. But no, that was all good on that one.
I had a thought, yeah.
But congratulations, Lennart, and we'll see you back next time.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Lennart Schnee with their 5th place in GTP overall.
Did it go unnoticed that Norbert, Balazs and Sigro pitted on the last lap?
I think that was on the in-lap.
But you said it's expressly forbidden.
But on the last lap.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So what were they doing?
I think that was on the formation, like the lap, the cooldown lap.
Oh.
And I think our system picked it up. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I hope so at least. I think we saw Tamas cross the line proper.
Oh.
But yeah, if anyone did that, then that would be a penalty. Like, even the drivers who try to, because it's faster.
Correct.
Like, so even the drivers who tried to serve their drive on the last lap,
Penalty.
they will be getting penalties because they took 4 seconds less.
Correct.
Because they would have got the 40-second time penalty either way. So
Correct.
naughty people.
Here in Bathurst especially. I mean, Bathurst is insane.
Yeah. Bathurst 12-hour qualifying a few years ago, and people were just... That was where you gained the time, the pit entry. You were just absolutely bombing it down there.
Yeah.
But yeah, another good round. Interlagos next up. Not Sebring, but it's still a very good circuit, and I know it's one that you enjoy.
I love it. I think it's a great circuit. I don't know if I love it for multiclass. I'm not the biggest experience with that track in multiclass, but I think it's a phenomenal track. I love the duality of it with the I don't need to explain what duality means, but yeah, I just like it. It's always a track I enjoyed. I wish it got a. It's quite ugly in iRacing, unfortunately. Every other sim, it's so much
bad.
Even
So
an
bad.
old AC mod from 10 years ago looks so much better than the iRacing version. It blows my mind when I fire up F1. I'm not the biggest lover, but I can just drive around Interlagos for hours because I'm like, this looks awesome. But
Yeah, the green and the yellow curves and stuff, they look really good in real life and on F1, and we do not have any of that, unfortunately, on iRacing. But that will be the host for next round of the season. Of course, plenty more action coming up on Apex Racing TV over the next few days. Yeah, we've got Prototype Racing, GT Racing. Of course, we had Radicals tomorrow as well. That's from the official series. So do make sure to tune into that. And yeah, many other races happening over the next 7 days on iRacing. And of course, do check out the late Apex as well over on the Apex Racing Team YouTube channel, as well as on any podcast platform as well. You can just search The Late Apex and stream it on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or anything like that. But for now, from myself, Sam Fitzpatrick, and from David Sampson, we are going to say goodbye, and we'll see you back next time at Interlagos for round 5 of the season. See you then.
Ciao.